Hello, I'm LPraces, and today, as you might have guessed by the title, not really guessed, but the title is going to be something about villagers and transportation. And well, I was messing around, and I had sort of messed around a little while ago, and then I started messing around with some things, and I just also decided to mess around. So this is what I have right now. It's actually not quite set up, and I can. Oh, I have Minecarts on the. So it's just this is going to be somewhat of a short tutorial, but it involves a string, and the string is actually there to send the villager on his way. And the way I would set this up for like at a village or something is having like a hole or something and a bunch of water rushing into the hole, and then villagers would get caught in the stream, and then they would go on their way. I haven't really done much testing with this, but I do know that it works, and that was kind of what I was going for. It's actually fairly small for what it is, but at least just like this little bit. The one I had made before was not particularly good, and it did work, but not all the time, and I ended up having to do something. I was doing something that involved string, or the tripwire or whatever, the first time it came out, and I can explain what I was doing. What I was doing was I'd have a villager get caught, get transported, and then get like right here, and it'd be pushed down on top, or on top of the tripwire, still in the minecart, and when he hit the tripwire, a a dispenser would shoot an arrow at it, and hopefully destroy the minecart, but that didn't work, and so I ended up going and doing some other things for a while, and just messing around, and well, I finally came up with this, and it kind of works on somewhat similar principle with the whole tripwire, but instead of a minecart falling with the villager in it, the villager just falls in, gets caught, and then gets transported off, and then he hits that pressure plate, which activates the dispenser again to send out another minecart. So just basically all reloads, and when 1.5 comes out, you can actually set it up so that you have a really large supply of minecarts just whenever you need them. But you wouldn't need too much. After a few villagers, you wouldn't really need this anymore. But for what it is, it works, and it's somewhat cost effective, and that's what I go for when I make something. The only thing that's really not very cost effective is the rails. So depending on how far away the village is, you'd probably need a lot of rails. But this is all it is right here, and actually, you see those arrows over here and all, and there's a bunch of them. There's 4, and what it was is I moved away from a village I had found, and I had captured, and I was messing around with with this really, and the test was okay, but the only problem I found was villagers actually avoid water. I didn't like that. And if they do get stuck in water, they try and force their way out. It's not that part's particularly not so good, but if you set it up right, villagers will fall in there anyway. Randomly really, but I got a few on the village over here. And actually in my original design I put half slabs. I'm messing around here. I actually got a couple golems. I wasn't expecting them. But I knew they'd probably pop up. So this is the waterway. I put some ice so that it would continue on moving, but I mentioned that they get, they like try to force their way out. They'll get like right here in this little spot, and they'll continuously just try and go this way. which is annoying, but if they do get like stuck in this one, they'll still try to go this way. It isn't particularly that soothing. So the design is exactly the same as I showed you, and I just have it like going low. It's not very far away. I'm just yeah, it's basically the same thing. The only real tricky thing to this is the cactus. Sometimes it's good and bad, the way it acts. Sometimes villagers will get caught on top or just on that little edge of sand right there, and then they'll die. These are the villagers that got caught in there so far. But I was kind of happy. I wasn't paying attention. I was like off messing around over here. I don't know what this was really for. Oh, right. This was like messing around with water and trying to get so villagers fall in. And this actually worked. But something weird was happening and they were glitching. And that's why there's a bunch of villagers down here. They were glitching and falling out of this little bit. And then they just walk off. That wasn't particularly good, but I did mention this was short because the crafting is, or making it's really easy. So I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna go over here next to this one over here, just because. But it's actually really simple, and you don't need to know a lot of redstone, which is actually very good for somebody who's not particularly good with redstone. Although, no, it's not important. I was gonna say you need to add delay here, but I'll get to that when I build it. No. Uh, so I use wood for it, just regular oak, for the basic design or whatever, because, I don't know, it looks kind of nice on the outside, just right here. So I like that part, it looks nice. You're gonna need the rails, you need tripwire, the string, and the dispenser. So now you should just really just set it up. Probably best to figure where you're gonna set it, like right there. To set the dispenser down first, so you know where you're gonna set everything up. And I was actually kind of happy with the design that came out of this. I mean, at first I was going with something kind of big and clumsy, like the villager transportation I did a while back. That one was just, I don't know. I hadn't really thought about it. I mean, I sort of thought about it and I had an idea and it sort of worked, but didn't. I mentioned that I had like dispenser that would shoot the cart or whatever on my old transportation, and that, you know, it would hit the cart, but it wouldn't do what I wanted. Okay, so you kind of set down the dispenser, then you set a kind of rectangle around the dispenser, and one gap just kind of leaning out right in front of the dispenser. You set up the tripwires on the side, because you gotta have enough room for them. And then this is a little bit of redstone I'm gonna show you. It doesn't even take very much, just 2 torches and 1 bit of redstone. It's pretty much done. And you put the this kind of getting all mixed up in my head right now, but so behind one of the tripwires, on the block behind the tripwire, you put a redstone torch, and then under it you put a piece of redstone, and then under the tripwire that you put the redstone on, you put a torch there. So that way, when the villager falls, it activates the tripwire, which would turns on this rail or power rail right here, sending off the cart. And I found the other day, because I was just messing around and I found it animals and villagers and stuff will automatically pop in the cart when they land on top of it. So that's how I kind of came about this little design. And then really you can put this anywhere as long as you have a long delay. So you put the, I'm not even sure, detector rail, and then you put it, you kind of loop it back up behind the dispenser, or really anywhere. Like you can go down under here, but you do need a block. You do need it to go into a block, because I found that sometimes it would have problems and it would dispense multiple times. So I thought that was inconvenient. So you definitely gotta like have it going up to a block instead. And then all you really need after that, after setting up the redstone repeaters and a little bit of redstone going into a block next to the dispenser, and all you need now is just a cart and a village, I guess. Oop. Now, I'll put down cart here first, and then put a cart inside, and then I'm gonna test it real quick. I mean, I'm sure it's gonna work, but you never know. Something wrong might go on, or might happen. Oh, there it goes. Yep, it works perfectly. And the cart's dispensed and everything. So, yeah, that works. You can be kind of cost effective with power rails by putting two just after the detector rail. So that way the minecart will continue on from the way and put more. And it's a pretty simple design. You don't need a lot for the redstone part, and you just need one string and two tripwires. Yeah, and a dispenser, so that would cost a little bit, but you'd have to get enough string for the bow and the dispenser. But whoever's watching, I'm sure you know how to make a dispenser. Well, thanks for watching. Hope you liked the video, even though it's not so good and it's rainy. Well, bye.